As Freddie said, my name is Bodil Berggren, and I'm here to introduce, I'm honored to introduce the next session. That's going to be about an unusual accident that took place here in Stockholm, Lidingö, in September 2024. This will show how a system can save life, and Therese Järv is going to help you through this event. So welcome, Therese.
Thank you. Hello. I'm not alone.
SS125 har inträffat.
Hej, Högsätra fotbollsplan på Lidingö. Det har slått ner en blixt här. Du måste komma fort.
Men
fort
brinner det nu då?
Nej, det brinner inte. Men det har slått ner på tre grabbar ligger ner.
Okej.
Mamma kom. Högsätra fotbollsplan Lidingö.
Andas om. Gå fram och kolla så de andas.
Andas om. De andas inte det. Vi tror inte det.
Okej.
Mamma,
jag hör.
This was a very rare and unique start of the chain of survival, and one of the first linkers to activate it, and that was done by Alex the caller on scene. And the first link, one of the first medical professionals arriving on scene was you, Tina. Can you tell us about the day?
Yes, happy to be here and happy to go to my night shift at Akutläkarbilen, Emergency Physician Rapid Response Unit, a couple of months ago. It was a beautiful summer day and it was warm like an Indian summer day. People were lightly dressed, walking around, having ice cream. And I went into the station, met my partner Johan, and we were met by the day shift for a handover. They came half running towards us, throwing beepers, telephones, and car keys, and shouting, "Quickly, cardiac arrest, teenager, good luck." So we went down to the car, down the stairs, jumped into the car, and out of the garage. But something had happened. The world was a different one. It was totally dark, furious, thousands of strikes of lightning and rain pouring down like Niagara Falls. And we started driving and understood that this was something out of the ordinary both by the number of blue light vehicles and the activity on the radio. There was a football team struck by lightning.
Yeah. And what you say was also streamed live on the news, and this is videos from the scene, and they are interviewing Barry Lewis, who is one of the most experienced incident commanders in Stockholm Region. He has been working for over 30 years, and he just says this, "I have never ever experienced anything like this." So what you're describing is not only unique to you, but also to most experienced people in Stockholm. So can you tell us what happened next on scene?
Yes. It was very hard getting there because of all the weather issues. The traffic was jammed, and I remember thinking, where is that helicopter when we need it? It's so weather sensitive, that thing. And anyway, we got there finally. We were met by the incident commander, and he showed us the direction to run. We got our bags and devices and raincoats, and jumping through the puddles, we finally came beside a football field. We saw under the trees, we saw two youngsters laying down, both unconscious, but only one with cardiac arrest. And then we got the info of it takes a system to save a life. It was first one mother alone, then she was helped by two more parents and a football mate, and after that the rescue and ambulance crews. we were told that they had defibrillated twice without luck. We saw a lifeless boy in wet soccer pants and dilated pupils and CPR ongoing. We added a secure airway by intubating, and we put the Lucas device on. It was very hard getting everything to stay because of all the rainwater, and it was hard to read the rhythm because the pads detached and the Lucas went down, and lots of struggle, to say the least. And I was we asked for adrenaline and amiodarone, and was just about to clean the airway when I got the question: would you like to clean the airway or load the helicopter? Load the helicopter, of course. And I was so impressed by them flying in this kind of weather. And walking over, I saw a face that I was happy to see. Zlatan.
This one.
You get this one.
Hi everyone, my name is Zlatan and I'm working with the Stockholm HEMS as an ambulance nurse and nurse anesthetist. And we were dispatched to this alarm about the same time as you, but we're situated in the north of Stockholm and we have a flight time about 13 minutes down to the site. And it took like 2-3 minutes more because we were going around the thunderstorm. We couldn't fly through it, as you all know. And on our way forward, it was a lot of talking on the radio, and I think there was like 16 units from the EMS service and a lot of other people there. So it was a lot of talking, and we were talking in our crew to just go down to the place where the accident happened. We had a landing site, and then we talked about with the pilot to keep the motor on idle, so the motor was still running. And I went out and ran forward to you, because I was seeing you coming out from the woods with the patient with ongoing CPR, and I asked, do you want to go now? And you said, yes, I want to. So I just talked to the pilot and said, yeah, we're coming, I'm preparing the crew. And then we did our procedure, so we were putting in the patient with the motor running, and that's what they're doing on this photo here. Just to keep the site time down, we were on site from down with the skids and then lifting in 3 minutes, and then further when we started up on flow to the hospital, we flow for about 2.5 minutes. So what we were doing there, the Lucas device was making CPR, and we put an IV needle in because the IV catheter it was somewhere else when we were performing this. And then we landed at Karolinska sjukhuset, and then we were going down to the ER for children, and there we met you.
Yes.
Yes.
That day I was on call and I was on a ward, and my senior colleague called me and said, hey Therese, you gotta get down to the emergency department. You will get more information there. I need to call more people. Go now. I went to the elevator, and in the elevator I screened the news, as I always do, and saw this, that 8 people are already brought to hospital. So I went down to the emergency department, and I went to the children's ED, and there I met you, Rosina and Malin. And what happened next?
Yes, we were informed 2 minutes before the patients arrived about this teenager who come in after cardiac arrest, and as it is in a PDD, in an evening we have a lot of children, but we prepared as good as possible, and the pediatric ICU and the ECMO team were there and standing by when the patient arrived. The patient was intubated and ventilated by anesthesia. He had no pulse, he was very cold and wet, and his GCS was 3. His pupils didn't react on light, and he had a marked burn injury on the left-hand side of the thorax, and his core temperature was 33.2. So we continued advanced CPR. He got 2 dosages adrenaline, and After 42 minutes of CPR, he sustained a ROSC and started immediately to bite on his tube. We referred the patient to the pediatric ICU for further investigation and observation. Yeah.
So while we were taking care of this patient, additionally 7 other patients came into the pediatric emergency department, 2 with major injuries and 5 with minor injuries. But thanks for, we are located next to the emergency department for adults, and there was a very nice collaboration between our departments, so we were able to take care of all these patients. Gladly, I can inform you that the patient with the cardiac arrest has some difficulties with the motorical skills in his lower extremities, but he was training with his football team again a few weeks ago. So we are all very happy about that, of course.
So thank you, so thank you all for doing your work and sharing the story. And with this story, this was something unique and something that will never happen to us again, or likely not to you. That's not the point. The point is, in an extreme situation, we all did a very small piece in a chain of survival, and also we did what we were trained for. And by doing that, we saved a life, and we also showed that it takes a system to save a life. Thank you.